So the Peak Adventures channel gets you to places other channels don't go. Morning. So I'm back at the River Etherow near where the Black Cloughs are. Going to do the walk that I was planning to do last weekend where the bad weather stopped me. So it's an explore walk today. I don't know what's going to be possible and what's not going to be possible. I do have a route in mind, but I don't know whether we can do that route. I'm joined once again by the lovely Simon.
Hello, good morning.
And we've got our wellies on, and I think we'll need them. So there's definitely more water than there was last time. In fact, it's pretty deep and pretty fast flowing. This is Swan Clough. Part of the idea of today's walk is to have a look up Swan Clough and also the next clough along, which is Rose Clough, and see if they're suitable for walks or looking good for walks. Another objective is to see if it is possible to walk along the River Etherow from the bottom of Far Small Clough down to the bottom of the Black Cloughs, because if that is possible and it's not too difficult, it opens up a lot of possibilities for circular walks on what is probably the least accessible part of Bleaklow. Progress is a bit slow along the River Etherow. We've got Rose Clough just coming up. We can't see it yet. It's just over there. So far it's been doable, but not the easiest and not fast. This is the bottom of Rose Clough. Looks quite pretty. So we just come up Rose Clough just a little bit to have a look, and it does look very nice, but the rain has started. So the Peak Adventures channel gets you to places other channels don't go. So that's something you can't see from the road when you're driving along. They've clearly routed a brook under the road and then created steps for the water to come down, otherwise there'd be a big waterfall and it would probably erode and make the road unsafe. Progress is still very slow. Does actually look easier on the other side, but that'll mean 2 crossings. It's also possible that if you were to climb up to that bit, it'd be easier along the top, but there's no way of knowing unless you climb up there. So we're just cracking on. I feel we were making some pretty good progress. but then we got stuck, and annoyingly we had to backtrack, and now we've just climbed up the side. So we're just going to try and follow along on the top here. There's no path, unfortunately, and we are on a bit of a slope. So there's several of these. They look like traps. Simon seems to think maybe for mink or rats. So we've made it, finally. This is Far Small Clough. We just stopped and had lunch. And changed out of the wellies into the walking boots. And we're just progressing up the very boggy path along the side, Far Small Clough. And I know that it gets really boggy not too far up ahead. So we've reached the bit I remember as being quite tricky last time. It's just very marshy here. So the barrow stones are just starting to come into view now. We're very, very close to the very top of Far Small Clough, and then we should start to get views of Swain's Grieve. My favourite views in the Peak District, the very upper Derwent Valley. We've got the Dean headstones over there. I've done a video on that walk. Marjorie Hill you can't actually see, but it's over there. It's over there somewhere. You can't see it because Horsestone Naze is in the way. So that's Horsestone Naze. You can just, or I can just see the Horsestone. You can't see it on the video. Got the Barrow Stones. And here we go. Here is Swain's Grieve, which I don't think looks quite as good from here as it does from the Dean headstones. You can just about make out Bleaklow stones over there, which if we kept following this path we would get to, but we are going to turn off this path before too long and cut across to the very top of Far Black Clough. So unfortunately there's no obvious UFO activity in Swain's Grieve today. So the path that we're on at the moment does go all the way, kind of zigzags a bit. It ends up going all the way to Bleaklow Stones, which are over there. I don't know if you can see them. What we're going to do now is here, the path, for what it is, there's not much of one, and what path there is all peat bog. The path does turn that way, but we're going to keep going straight on for what should be a very short section, and then we should, fingers crossed, join up with the very top of the path that goes up Far Black Clough. We're just coming up to Far Black Clough. This is it, near the top of Far Black Clough. Although to be fair, I think it literally goes all the way up to the central Bleaklow Ridge. What we're going to do is we're going to go up a little way. There is a path which is very boggy. We're going to go up a little way and then we're going to cross over just there, and we're going to come back the other side past all the grouse butts. Very well maintained grouse butts. We just stopped at the grouse butt for a little break. Very nice spot. There is some interesting weather on the way though, but it's not far to go now. A little bit of a muddy track back to the bridge, and then once over the bridge, a fairly nice track all the way back to the car. Although we will have to stop and put our wellies on to get across the ford. We've got a bit of sleet and hail, but we're on this nice track that goes down the side of far Black Clough. So we just had a huge crash of thunder which scared the hell out of Simon.
It's mostly because of the...
Oh, he's worried about the metal walking poles.
Yeah, kind of.
I'd like to point out that about 15 minutes ago I did say that looks like a big thunderhead.
Yeah, so it is your fault.
So we're now slightly speeding up our descent. We're almost back to the River Etherow. So it was a good walk. It's not actually that far, this walk, in terms of distance, but it took quite a while for us to do. Most of it was because it was so tricky getting along the River Etherow. It was quite slow. And then we did kind of take our time and linger a little bit when we were up on Bleaklow, enjoying the views. I think it's too difficult to really take advantage of walking along the River Etherow. It's doable, but if you were trying to do that as part of a circular walk, it would just take way too long. But the two cloughs that we passed, Swan Clough and Rose Clough, those both have potential. And if you could fairly easily get up or down one of those or both of those, then you could use that as a way of doing a circular walk. So next time I come to this area, that's what I'll be checking out.